atoms fall apart. Solar flares arrive. Buildings collapse. Only a few will survive. The world as we know it will no longer be there. Water is gone. A new era has begun. Prepare yourself for the apocalypse. Apocalypse. The heat is scorching. Forests burned up. The sky colors red. Volcanoes erupt. The world as we know it will no longer be there. Water is gone. A new era has begun. Prepare yourself for the apocalypse. Prepare yourself for the apocalypse.
Hello there, so I'm Nell, and today I will show you how to crack effectively a seed, or reverse it if you don't like the word crack, with 3 simple steps. For that you need to have access to the end. If you don't have access to the end, well, it will be hard to compute the 48 lower bit, so 2 to the power of 48, which is a lot to compute. With the end we can reduce it to 2 to the power of 32, so it's less computation. But if you don't have access to the end, well, maybe it's modded word, so maybe it will not work, but you can always send me on Discord, or yes, my Discord. Here, so this seed reversing is mainly because you don't have access to that command seed, so you don't know the seed. Here I set it to 5, but yeah, let's say we don't know that. You can use any of this structure on this list, so entities, jungle temple, desert temple, ocean monument, village mansion, plus witchat and igloo, but witchat and igloo I will discuss it later. There is some issue with it. Still works on Windows because yeah, I compiled it on a .exe, but yeah, you can work on Linux. I provide the Python source, so you can run it easily. On macOS, well, I will try to provide some kind of app for it, but well, you can always use the Python source, but if you use macOS, well, I can't really do anything for you. It's a joke. Open first the main point HTML. So, well, it's a web page. You can open it with Firefox or any Chromium base, or Chrome or Dragon or anything. I didn't test it with Opera, but yeah, I guess it's fine. Don't use it with Internet Explorer, Edge and etc. Don't support it. Don't put a warning, but yeah, it's internet. Don't use it. Well, if you open it, you will see that, which is common interface, and it lets you impute the different height of the tower and different things. Well, we'll go in the detail in a few minutes. Then you will have to download a .app text with which contain all the necessary information, and you put it in the same folder as a .x. But you can find an archive in the description with the .x and the web page. And you put it in the .x and execute the .x, and it will just run it for a while because there is a lot of computation, of course. Then it will compute the seed if it's fine, because it depends of what you enter, and of course if you are right about the word and etc. So first step, you need to go to the end and get the pillar height. So let's go to the end. Yeah, woohoo. And we are in the end. So you spawn here at the end platform, you fight the ender, then you defeat it, and well, you're also in for yourself. So what you do is you get on this pillar, which is, well, on the tool you see on the right part of the screen, right bottom part, you see the platform is at the bottom of the tool, and then that's the first end pillar. If you impute them with the white impute at the top of the tool, well, you need to put first that one, then go clockwise. That one, of course, the coordinates are 42 and 1. Well, and you need to impute the 8, well, it can be look at the block. So if you look at the block, you can see it. It's 85, or you just put the x, y, and z coordinate, and you say y is 85. You do the same for all pillar. Yeah, well, it's quite easy. Get the proper height. Show you how to use the tool, because yeah, it's mainly the difficult part for some people. So it's quite easy to manipulate. You just need to open that part and drag drop to each pillar corresponding. So we say here it was 85, but yeah, it was 100. I think, I'm not sure. You drag and drop, etc. If you want to impute them like that, you can just impute the number here, and you go clockwise. Of course, if you have completed everything here, just go. But if you, let's say, you didn't complete that, you just impute that, and yeah, just drag them. If etc. You need to impute all of them. Of course, all number are multiple of 76 plus 3 times x. So yeah, let's just clear it. You see, it's press 3, etc. Until 103. So just put them. So just impute them up. You can also erase one. So just erase the one which is already in this part, and you can put something else instead. So yeah, this one. But yeah, you just put them. It's maybe easier to drag and drop, but yeah, because we can get maybe it wrong by 1 or 2. So if you are not sure, just use drag and drop. Then you need to impute the structural location. So that's what page, that part. So let's say, let's go to the world, and let's see how we do that. And let's go. Okay. Well, we are at spawn. Oh, yeah, I need to sloppy rest on. So second step, it's get the chunk x and chunk z. We need the chunk. You understand what is a chunk? It's not the x, y, and z. You can read it below the x, y, and z. There is block and there is chunk. So easy to manipulate. Get the chunk x and z of for 5 structure address, but in fact get 6, because in the tool I will ask you later if it's the right structure seed, which can happen. It's really unlikely, but it can happen. But this 5 structure is not enough, so a 6 structure can really make the difference. And well, let's say if it's not, well, it will just recompute the structure scene and continue. If you say, well, yeah, 5 is enough, but you have 2, then you will have a lot of computation, because we will compute all the word, or well, all the coordinate you imputed in the step 3. Then it will take some time. Then it will go to the structure seed and continue. So well, if you only have one structure seed, it can be beneficial, because you will reduce also computation time. So 5 plus 1, 6. I already said all the structure you can use, so let's go through all of them. So first of all, ocean monument, because ocean monument are really nice. To get the central chunk of the chunk that is dedicated to the spawning of this structure, you need to get the central chunk for a structure, in fact. But yeah, there is some exceptions, so let's go through all of them. For ocean monument, it's simple, that chunk. You can go in with locate monument. You see, it's that chunk. Yeah, we'll put the coordinate. Yeah, need to stand in the center. It's that chunk. Well, yeah, you get that coordinate. You can fight Zelda, and yeah, you have one structure. You can go with 5 different ocean monument. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, if you vary them, well, it's okay. Guess it's not easy to find 5 ocean monument on your first day on server. Second one is, if that can load, a jungle temple. Jungle temple are quite easy to find in a jungle. Usually you find 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, can fill quickly the 6 thing. Usually they are in one chunk, so you get that chunk, get the coordinate, and you impute them in the tool in the part I show. It's quite easy, nothing really. Just hide a little the tool, because well, if I can, yeah, just hide it, because yeah, bother me. Let's go to the next structure, which is the desert temple. Why on earth this isn't? Oh, okay, yeah, it's loading because I have that. To get that chunk, it's quite easy. A desert temple is 23 by 21, I think. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So you get the chunk where the main part of the temple is, and of course is the part where the chest. Don't know if I can show you. The chest and the TNT are. Let's explode it. It's funny. Yeah, so quite easy, you get that chunk. Next structure. We don't have really much time, so. Ooh, if that can load. Okay, widget. Widget, like I said, yeah, can be quite tricky, because sometimes they spawn in the corner of that chunk, but because of the turn generation, they can move by one chunk. Well, by 2 chunks if we say like, but 1 chunk in diagonal, and stand in the wrong chunk. It happens on large biome, for example. I will not trust widget, because the structure are less than 1 chunk. Well, they are not so, well, they are a small structure, so they can move really quickly, and that's not good. For that, yeah, we are in the right chunk. Temple, because yeah, right chunk. Okay. Temple is of course desert temple, jungle temple, igloo, widget, and village. No, village is separate. So yeah, I think also 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, maybe I forgot one, but doesn't matter. Desert temple, jungle temple, igloo, and widget. So widget, you get the chunk where it's in. If it's in the corner of 4 chunk, it can happen. Well, you don't take that widget. Yeah, basically it's not reliable, so yeah, just don't take it. Prefer another structure. But if it 1 chunk, well, if you don't have any other option, if it's like that, yeah, take that chunk. It's okay. The chunk, yeah, it's quite easy to get. Next structure. Oh, damn it. Yeah, okay. Mansion are quite huge. Remember, their area are 80 by 80. So yeah, quite a lot of area loaded by a mansion. But yeah, of course they are rare, because they only appear in a large chunk of 80 by 80. So yeah. But also there are, don't know, 4x4 chunk, something like that. So to get the main chunk, it's not like Ocean Monument, it's not the central chunk, but it is the chunk at the enter. So you get in, and that chunk always delimate that part. Yeah, it starts from that part and go that direction and contains the main stair to the next floor. Yeah, it can change in that direction. For example, I can show you with another one. If that load, of course, well, didn't preload it. So okay, we are in another one. You see, it always starts like that, but this time it changed a little in that direction. Doesn't really matter. What matter is but the chunk that when you enter, and it contains the main stair. And of course, if you say locate mention, you get that chunk. Yeah, you see. Okay, so mention, well, if you are lucky and you have one, well, use it. It's quite nice. Next one, yeah, but it's not very easy to get, so maybe prefer Desert Temple, Jungle Temple, and Ocean Monument. Igloo, well, Igloo are tricky because it's like a widget. Their structure are less than one chunk, and they can shift. And so that one, for example, so locate temple is also Igloo, and that one is in the right chunk. You see. Well, I could use that tool I have here and just, well, can use it just a few seconds. You input a seed and you input the chunk coordinate, so minus 77 and 195, and the structure is S for structure, and you see it's a right one. So yeah, that tool just all structure generate, but well, it's different because it's way, well, it's supposedly faster, but yeah, don't talk about this now. So yeah, that one is correct because, well, mainly it has an underground layer. If you see, yeah, you see there is an underground thing. So yeah, Igloo can be reliable if they have an underground thingy, but yeah, I wouldn't use them if I can. Next one is, well, when I was exploring that seed, I found a wrong Igloo, and I can show you because if I say locate temple, I get that chunk. You see, I'm standing in the wrong, and well, if we go, the Igloo isn't in that chunk at all. It just, well, in part, and in part. Well, if you draw a square box, it's also in part in that, but yeah, it's mainly in that chunk. And so the rule I said, the main part of the main part of the structure is in a chunk. It's that chunk. It doesn't apply to small structure. Well, if you input that coordinate of that chunk in the tool, so let's say we do that, it's quite quick. Yeah, just stand with me. And 64 and 231, and well, it's all, you see, it's a false, and the right chunk is the diagonal one. So of course that one. Yeah, see, it's coordinate by match. Okay, so Witcher and Igloo. Not that so reliable, so yeah, don't use them if you can. Next structure, well, just hide that thing, and it's a village. Quite nice because they are easily findable in a while. This one, for example, is quite close from spawn. Well, from 0 spawn where was not there. So yeah. You can find one, and to find the main chunk, you just need to find the well. Yeah, it's not that hard. You just need to find the well, and it's that chunk. So, yeah, can say locate and locate village. It's the same as what does my program. So yeah, locate, and you see we are in the right chunk. Okay, so village, well, and we are dead. Okay, next structure is entity, because yeah, it's in the end. So I prefer entity because they are quite easy to get. Once you're a bit in there, you need to go to the end and find elytra. So you go through a lot of entity because you need more than one elytra. Yeah, it's quite easy to get, and I think yeah, you can collect like 6 in relatively short amount of time. So let's go to the end. Okay, I roll the Mac event, and yeah, we spawn very close of one. To get an entity chunk is quite easy. Also, you just need yeah, just display that if I can. Okay, you just need to take the base and find the chunk where the main part of the base is. So for that one, yeah, you see it's always spawned in the corner of the chunk, and it's that chunk. If we do locate entity, we find that coordinate, which is the center approximately of the chunk. Yeah, and you can do that with a lot of entity. There is a lot of course, if you go east or west, well, it's more likely, but yeah, you can go anywhere. Okay, so entity, yeah, quite easy. Let me go to spawn. Killing me, of course, because yeah, love killing me. And next step, of course, I need to close that. Next step, once you gather all the location, the chunk X and Z of the structure, and you impute them into the tool, of course, because yeah, you need to impute them. You see there is red boxes because you need to impute 5 of them. You can impute 8. Well, yeah, if you want, but it doesn't really matter, because with 5 you are almost certain to get only 5 in the worst case, but one seed in the best case, in the common case scenario. So yeah, well, with 5 you select with that drop down menu. Well, it doesn't appear on the screen, but with that drop down menu you have the selection of shock, entity, desert temple, igloo, jungle temple, mountain, ocean, monument, village, and widget, and you impute the different chunk X and Z for 5 of them, and you get on the paper a 6th for later. Okay, we need to get the biome coordinates next step. So yeah, you saw my Discord, of course. Well, there is a message, but it was at the beginning, so yeah, just roll back if you need it. Step 3, get the X and Z coordinates. So here it's X and Z, not the chunk. X and Z coordinate of special biome. So what biome you should look at? Well, if you need certain biome, you need the rarest one, or you need a special configuration, because if you impute like say deep ocean air, deep ocean air, deep ocean air, deep ocean air, you complete the first one, but with that there is a lot of set that correspond to that configuration. But let's say here it's beach and forest. Yeah, you have here a beach, a forest, and okay, you have a deep ocean here. Maybe here it's yeah, here, perfect. You see, oh, it's a long beach, but yeah, you get that coordinate, you get that one, and that one. You have almost a tree biome in a small area, and that means there is less seed that correspond to that configuration. Of course, there is some, but with that you are pretty sure you don't have a lot. Well, it's if you don't have access to special biome, but I think if you can go for mushroom island or a sunflower plain or any mutated biome, well, it's more likely to obtain the right seed in the less amount of time, because else you will have multiple seed, and I will ask you for more coordinate to get the right seed in the pool of seed I gather from your coordinate you input. Let's just go back. Okay, we are back. For example, that is the document provided by Kubitech. It's on average what biome you expect. So ocean are quite likely to happen, plain less likely, desert 5%, extreme 7, and extra you can read it. All you see, all that chunk, all that biome are really likely to happen. So yeah, if you can not use them, it will be easier to get the right seed. For example, if you only use frozen river, which is quite common in frozen biome, for example, you can reduce a lot of seed, because yeah, there is not a lot of seed that correspond to that. Mushroom island are quite useful too, especially if you can get the mushroom island shore and get right next to it a depression, for example. Well, yeah, it's quite likely it's common structure, but if you find another biome near ocean shore that isn't mushroom island or depression, then you are really sure that you get only, well, let's say 1 to 5 seed at the end. In general, if you impute 4 special coordinate, you get 1 seed. Yeah, automatically. Of course, beach, it's quite likely a taiga, etc. Jungle, not that likely. Birch forest hill, it's quite a mutated one. It's a hill mutated one. Taiga hill, all the hill generally are not that likely, because it's it's some kind of mutation. Also mutation, of course, of mesa. Mesa and savanna, and also mutation. So the idea of it, but yeah, you can in the tool which I show you. It was a drop-down menu with all the just put that in the corner. It's a drop-down menu with all the name, not the ID, so it's quite easy for you to use. Just put that here. You see. So yeah, it's quite likely. Well, it's over 0.1%. So yeah, it's quite likely. But ice brain spike. Well, you have one certainly in your one. So yeah, quite easy. Jungle edge M1. It's not that likely, but yeah, if you have a jungle, let's give a try. Mesa Plateau M. Well, yeah, you can find one. Cold Tiger M. Well, all mutation in general are quite good to get. So yeah, you get them, and let's just hide that. And you go in the tool. So let me just increase it. Okay, we are good like that, and you impute the different coordinates. So yeah, you just impute garbage here, because yeah, I don't want to use it really. Okay. Yeah, you can change, for example, that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter for now. And you can select a biome, for example, extreme hills, savanna, jungle, etc. And you impute the coordinate. So yeah, just say that, and that. Okay, we complete everything here. We have complete everything that is basic requirement of it, but we selected an igloo, so we have a warning. Of course, if we are certain about the glue, like I said earlier, we click OK. If so, we don't, and we select another thing and impute another coordinate. So NCT, yeah, NCT quite easy to get. And if you are certain it's a customized biome, well, I only support different type of biome size and river size, not the chunk composition. If that change, it's quite tricky to get, and you can't do anything for that. It's it's completely customized. It's quite hard to get the right one. But if only, for example, large biome, it's quite easy. It's river size, but it's getting to 6. if I'm not mistaken. Well, no, I'm not sure about it. No, I think it's biomes. Well, yeah, it's one of them. It's 6 and therefore yeah, you can get it online. It's not that hard. And when you have that, so yeah, customize or not, and you click on next. You have your data here. Yeah, doesn't really matter, but you see 6 and 4. Yeah, I think it was 6 and 4. So 6 on biome size, 4 on river size. It's make more sense. That's the thing you can tweak if you are certain about it. It's calculated on your computer. Well, it's part of your computer. For now, I only support CPU. Yeah, I will support later GPU, but it's only because I don't have the right tool to make a package available for all platforms. So yeah, for now only CPU, and you can use all the threads you have. Well, for example, I have 12, so it's quite easy. If you don't know anything about that, you just click that case and I will compute everything for you. Yeah, just click prepare download, and you have your data text. You put it in the same folder as .exe and you run the .exe.